What up, gang? Servus. Thank you for joining. I'm Will, and I want to learn more and adapt to the German culture. So I found this video, and here's my reaction to 5 things Germans do that Americans find weird. The original video link is in the description below. Go watch it. But this one particularly, I was interested because of the title itself. I'm very curious about what Germans find weird about Americans. I have my own opinion about that too, but let's see if we're on the same page. So let's dive right in.
Germany and the US have a lot in common, and moving here wasn't really a huge culture shock. They're both Western cultures, but every now and then there are these situations where we see someone from the other country do something, and we just have huge question marks in our eyes.
Let's see, I'm curious.
Hello, servus, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Feli. I'm originally from Munich, Germany, but I've been living here in Cincinnati, Ohio, on and off since 2016. And when you live in another country, another culture, you'll inevitably have these moments where you see an object or a place or see a person do something and just think to yourself, wow, that's weird. And of course, this goes both ways. When Ben came to Germany with me for the first time, there were lots of things that he found weird. And he's not alone with that. Even here, I sometimes get weird looks for some of my German behaviors. And you guessed it, I wrote down a whole list of those things. And today I'll tell you about the top 5 things that are normal to Germans, but weird to Americans. Hey, where's your trash? Oh, this doesn't go into the trash. Just put it into the basket next to the door. Thank you. Oh, do you need these for some kind of art project or something? No, it's just where I keep all my empty bottles and cans.
Well,
okay.
I mean, that's not that weird.
Yes,
know it's
Germans collect empty bottles and cans at home, which is definitely something that people from the US and other countries have to get used to at first. Even I have to get used to it whenever I'm back home. I sometimes accidentally crush soda cans because I'm so used to doing that here to save space in the recycling bin, but in Germany, that's a huge no-go. Because the reason why Germans collect these bottles and cans is that Germany has a deposit system, a Pfandsystem. This means that when buying beverages in bottles, glass or plastic, or in cans, you'll pay a few cents extra. You won't really notice it though, since it's already included in the price. And then you'll get that money back when you return the empty bottles and cans to the store. And this usually happens
I've never used a can in Germany, just plastic bottles, but I'm assuming that
you just put your bottles and cans in there and the machine scans the barcode. That's why you can't crush them, because otherwise it won't be able to read the code. And then when you're done, it prints out a voucher for you that you can then cash at the checkout. And since most people don't really want to carry around 1 or 2 empty bottles at a time and get a lame 50 cents back, people usually collect them at home and wait until it's really worth it, and then they bring a whole basket or whole bags to the store and get like a 10 euro voucher.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff.
The amount of the deposit differs, by the way, depending on whether it's a refillable bottle. For those, you usually get 8 or 15 cents back, a disposable plastic bottle, which is 25 cents, or an aluminum can, also 25 cents. Can I do the schnitzel and just a Coke, please? Thank you. Oh, they forgot the ice. Yeah, that's not really common here. You're gonna have to ask for ice. Excuse me, could I get ice in this?
But
thank you.
To be fair, you don't need ice.
2 ice cubes? Another thing that Germans do that Americans find a little weird is drinking beverages without ice. That's just not something that's common in Germany or in other European countries. At least not to that extent. If you ask for ice, it'll be more like in that scene that you'll get a few ice cubes, while Americans are more used to this. I mean, cocktails and things like that are served with ice in Germany as well.
Summer's
but again,
true.
It'll
in
just
summer,
be a few
they
ice
give you
cubes
like just a little bit of the ice cube, so the drink does, the ice does melt pretty fast.
Soda or juice spritzers won't usually come with ice at all. Now, from our perspective, this doesn't mean that we drink our beverages warm. It's just that it's enough for us when they come out of the fridge or a cold basement. In some cases, even just room temperature.
That to me is wild.
And yes, even though I've lived in the US for 6 years now, I still don't put ice in my drinks. And I often find the iced water at restaurants, for example, way too cold. Like, it's uncomfortable in my mouth. And if it's a drink I pay for, like at Starbucks or something, I'd rather get my money's worth and not get a cup full of frozen water with just a few ounces of the actual drink. But I'm pretty alone with that here. And I think just like I haven't started putting tons of ice into my drinks, even though I've lived in the US for years now, Ben will never stop doing it. When we were in Germany and he wanted to get a fountain Coke at McDonald's, he forgot to ask for ice, and then when we had already walked out, he noticed that it didn't have any ice at all. And
wow, I haven't
he was
really thought about
disappointed.
that.
One thing that wasn't
I've been to
necessarily
McDonald's and
weird to me before I moved here, but
the
definitely
drink's
not
just
an
cold.
everyday
I've never
thing,
thought if it
was
has
using a
ice.
VPN. What do you want to do for dinner? It's your first night. Ooh, can we go to a real American diner? No problem, there's one super close by, like a mile down the street. Oh, perfect, that'll be a nice little walk. Walk? No, we were gonna drive. Walking for over 15 minutes to get to your destination? Normal for Germans, weird to Americans. Especially to those who don't live in a huge city. Your car is what gets you around in the US, and even for short distances, you won't see a lot of Americans walk if they don't have to. It's even considered unsafe in many places. The US is simply a car country. In most places, even in mid-sized cities like Cincinnati, there's always enough parking spots, so you can really drive anywhere you want to go without really thinking about
Florida
it.
too.
Most stores
You
and
have so
restaurants
much
even have their
parking in
own
Florida,
parking
so
lots,
much space.
and you can do countless things
everything
without
is very
ever
spread out,
leaving
so
your car
you do
in this
need a
country.
car.
You can get food in drive-thrus, you can get coffee, you can get cash from drive-thru ATMs, even liquor
just
from
really
drive-thru
convenient.
liquor stores. So really,
Like, you
anything
save so
want.
much time.
Germany,
Let's
on
say
the
you
other
go to the
hand, isn't a
pharmacy,
car
right? You
country.
save so much
Most of
time
our
getting
cities
out of
and
your
towns
car,
were built
going
before
to the
cars even
counter,
existed,
you know,
and we also don't have
going
as much
back
space
to your
for
car,
parking
etc.
spots.
Where
So
the
getting
drive-thru, you
around
just
with
get
public
it
transport,
right in, right
by
out.
bike, and walking is pretty normal for us. At least in urban areas. In rural
But
areas,
walking
it's a little
in
different.
Europe
But in Munich,
is
for
just
example,
so
it'll
different
most
than the
likely be
US, that's
quicker
for
to
sure.
walk 20 minutes than taking a car, getting through the traffic, taking forever to find a parking spot, and then walking to your destination from the parking spot. Plus, many Germans also simply enjoy being active and being out in the fresh air.
I think that's the girls' bathroom. There's a sign that says, sit down to pee.
Oh, no, you were right. That's the men's bathroom.
What?
Okay, so to this topic, I've actually dedicated a whole video before, so make sure to check that out if you haven't seen it. But yes, in Germany, it's common for men to sit down to pee, while in the US, most people are not only completely shocked when they find out about this, but also find it really weird. And I understand that that's a weird thought
true.
if you've grown up your whole life thinking that
just depends,
all men pee
like,
standing up, and that's just how it is, period. Like, it's
If
okay
I'm
that
at a
that's
woman's
weird
house,
to Americans at first,
I'm gonna
as
pee
long as
sitting
you don't
down
get started
just
with
out
insecure
of
comments
respect
like,
and
oh, it's
being
unmanly to sit
clean
down to pee.
and not,
I hope we can all agree that
I
that's
guess,
complete
splash
bullshit. But back to
around.
the topic, in Germany, most men sit down to pee at home to avoid a
But
mess.
yeah, I haven't
It's also
seen
supposed
these
to be
signs
healthier
in
for your
Germany or in
prostate,
Munich.
and this is also what's expected of you when you're
Maybe
using
once,
someone
and I
else's bathroom
must
in
have
Germany.
thought it was a
And
prank.
yes, even public bathrooms might have a little sticker or sign asking you to sit down to pee. Might be weird to Americans, but it's normal to us Germans. This last one
Correct.
is a real mystery, even to me. The German stare.
hilarious.
To be honest, before I came to the US,
Yeah, I
I didn't
haven't
even
seen
know
them
that that
stare,
was
but
a
it's
thing.
just like
But
they're
after
just
being away
serious.
from Germany for a while, I suddenly noticed that Germans do this thing where they just look at you and don't stop in a way that I wasn't used to it anymore from the US.
That
and
is
I noticed
very,
that
very
I did it
weird.
Too. And I don't know if this has to do with German directness, that we're just curious, looking at people and thinking nothing of it, or if there's another reason behind it. But I do know that many expats who come to Germany find this really weird and uncomfortable. And I've had to explain to many Americans
I'll
that
look into
no,
that.
they're not staring at you
I'll
because
observe.
you look American or they don't like you. It's something they just do, and they're probably not even aware of it, like myself, because it's just something that's kind of normal.
So
in
wait, hold
Germany.
on. Let's see it again.
Like
Was that
or they explain to many
if
Americans
you're
come to
American,
Germany
that they
find
stare
this
at you?
really weird and uncomfortable. And I've had to explain to many Americans
Maybe that's
that
why I
no,
haven't
they're not staring
noticed.
at you because you look American or they don't like you. It's something they just do,
Okay.
and they're probably not even aware of it, like
Got it, got it.
myself,
Okay.
because it's just something that's kind of normal in Germany. And that was the last point on my list for today.
I'll look
I'm
into
sure I'll
that
share
part.
some more of these with you in the future, but for now, let me know if you've ever had
This is super funny. I will definitely look into these points. I haven't really thought about it. Some yes, but not so much. I mean, yeah, walking. I mean, my friends make fun of me because I'm one of those few people that I prefer walking than going in a car if it's, you know, walkable, let's say. So my friends make fun of me, like, why are you gonna go walking? Let's just take the car. And I just say, because it's a short walk, like, come on. But then they give me with more scenarios like, no, no, we may go somewhere else. Then in that case, sure, we drive for like 3 minutes, find parking for like 10 minutes, and then, you know, whatever, it is what it is. But I usually prefer walking, especially in Europe, because it's just a better scenery and the weather's better. It's cool. It's not humid, depending where you are. But in Florida, yes, you may say that Florida, it's sunny, is nice, but man, the humidity is just unbearable. I absolutely hate it. So that's one thing. That's the only thing I don't miss about Florida, the humidity. So in that case, like, yeah, I'm super happy taking a walk, and but I will look into the staring, maybe during the shopping lines. Maybe the older generations do that, but I really have not noticed that. Now it's people are just on their phones, which is, I guess, a worldwide thing. Definitely a good video. Thank you, Feli, for this video. This was super insightful, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.